Hello, my name is Shaun. I'm just here today to talk to you about my experiences of being racially abused and my experiences of seeing it or hearing it being done as well. Um, it's just quite a hard topic to discuss and talk about, but I feel as if now is the right time to do so. So I'm going to start off with two times that it's happened to me from the UK, and also two times that I've seen it or heard it being done in America. Now, the first time, I'm not going to name any organisations or stuff, but they've both been night out incidents when this has happened. The first time was when I was working in the VIP bit of a bar, sorry, of a club, should I say, and I was working behind a bar which only sells bottled alcohol to people. I was just doing my job, serving people and stuff, doing my job. And then this older white Caucasian gentleman walked up to me and said, he was very drunk. And he walked up to me and said, could I have a rum and coke or something like that, or a vodka coke? And I said no, sadly, because we only sell drinks. Sorry, we only sell bottles at this bar. He then got quite angry about this, and then proceeded to call me the N-word multiple times in front of my other work colleagues, who were stood there in shock. I was very, very angry. My hands, my fists behind the counter, getting ready to potentially hit someone. But I knew if I did that, I probably would lose my job. So I couldn't do such a thing. So that anger and rage inside me stayed inside me just enough so that I could tell one of the bouncers, who happened to also be black, that this gentleman had racially abused me for no reason, just because I'd said to him, we don't sell just drinks behind the bar, only bottles. So what happened after that is the gentleman was escorted straight out the club. I've not seen him again since. The bouncer came back to me, who was a black gentleman, and I told him what the guy said to me, and he was absolutely furious. However, I feel like I kind of handled that the right way. It was unacceptable what the gentleman said, but I handled it the right way, because if I had told the gentleman, if I had voiced my opinion and told the bouncer what happened, then it could have ended unbelievably even worse for that guy. So as much as it was tough, I just took it, even though I probably shouldn't have. My next story is also in a different venue this time. I was just working on the door, helping people come up to pay to get in, and then they get a stamp to get into the certain nightclub. This girl took it upon herself to come up to me and say, "What's up, my," the N-word. Out of nowhere, and irrespective of if you're drunk or not, she came up and said that to me. And from there, I was shocked. I was furious. I was unacceptable behaviour. There's no excuses for that sort of thing. Try to say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that." Oh, because it's played in songs, but that doesn't justify the means for you to ever come up to somebody and ever say that. It doesn't justify the means. So I asked her to get out of my face, because I was just so angry. I'm not a violent person towards women ever, so that's why I didn't lose my cool in terms of wanting to swing or anything, because I'd never do such a thing. But I had to just step out of the way, because I was so angry for that, and I felt there's no way that I deserved that to happen to me. And it just also to put into context, this is the thing about music, because music is a wonderful thing, but because the N-word is used a lot, irrespective if people are drunk or not, people feel that they have more confidence, even from other cultures, to say the N-word and it be okay. And there's no consequences for their actions. I feel as if the N-word potentially is glorified, and it really shouldn't be, because, it was, I know people might say, oh, it's just a word, but it's not just a word. It's to do with black slavery, and those times when all those before us, our ancestors and stuff, were suffered, and it's not a word that should, that people should just say and be okay with. It's unacceptable, in my opinion. Moving on to my third and fourth story. My third and fourth story, we then hop across the pond to America now. Now, these two stories actually are about younger children. I'm not going to name the organisation, but it was on a particular camp that I was the head of. The first story, basically, it was a 5-year-old girl. She was the only girl in her group. She happened to be black. She's a lovely, friendly girl. She wasn't in my group, but this is what I've been told, and it was actually true by other coaches. Another kid from the group, I think he was a Jewish boy. He first of all said to the girl, "You're not beautiful," which already is very rude for no reason whatsoever. He then goes up to the coach and says, "Why is there somebody of colour in our group?" Now, to hear that from a 5-year-old, it just speaks volume of the household, and where they could possibly be getting this from, because that is absolutely disgusting and unacceptable. For a little young girl, not only just because she was brave enough, she was the only girl in her group, she was fine with everybody in her group, but for one of the kids to come and say that, it's just flabbergasting and absolutely shocking, and nobody deserves that. How that was dealt with by maybe me and in the situation, the kid was sat out for the rest of the time. The mum of the kid who said it was told, and what epitomized this problem for me was her reaction, because she was told what her child has said, and her reaction was, "Oh no, he doesn't mean it," not even an apology. She was just like, "Oh no, he doesn't know what he's saying, he doesn't mean it." And that is the response I got from the situation with my fellow coaches. At that moment, I just turned around and I had to walk off, because I was so angry. And just to keep it professional, I could not, felt like, because the other kids were there, I had to keep my professionalism and not to get very angry in front of the other kids. As much as that hurt so much to hear her say that, and just clarify where her son was getting this sort of behaviour and attitude from. Because it does come from the home and what you're taught. If that kid was taught and brought up real well, that would never have happened, but he wasn't. Moving on to the final story. Happened to be the same camp, just the year after. It also happened to be a 5-year-old boy again, who has said the racial slur. He said it to this other black boy, in his group. Basically, the black boy, he just wanted to be friends with the Jewish boy. The boy was Jewish, who went to an all-Jewish school. So, to him, to see another black person, try to be friends with him or whatever, it doesn't happen, but it doesn't make it right for what he said. So they were just being friends and stuff like that. And, the black boy just wanted to be his friend and was getting annoyed because, and the Jewish boy was getting annoyed because the black boy wanted to be his friend. And the Jewish boy says to the coach, he says, does he even go to school? He's not Jewish, he's black. But with a particular tone of voice. He said that just to offend the boy, who all he wanted to do was just be his friend. So he had to kind of belittle and degrade the boy with that kind of attitude, and which was very, very unacceptable. And he was sat out for the rest of the day. Now, the problem lies also the parents. She was told what happened, and she tried to say that her kid was provoked. First of all, she did apologise, and then she went on to say, my son was provoked because, because obviously, there's no other black people at the school and stuff like that. But, the kid just wanted to be friends, but he was provoking my son. And this is why he said what he said. And it's absolutely unacceptable. And it nowhere near should ever be tolerated. So I decided, with my fellow coaches, I told the grandmother, of the boy that got abused. And I just got absolutely shouted at. Absolutely shouted at. And I knew it was coming. I was already hurting inside. Even before the whole time I was already hurting. Even before I could even, comprehend even going to tell the grandmother. And then I got an extra bollocking on top. Even though I knew it was it wasn't on. But I wanted to send the kid home who said this. I wanted to send the kid home to set a statement that stuff like this, racism and discrimination, will not be tolerated. So I give a call to my company, explain the situation and what's happened. This is an hour before camp finishes. I say, can I send the kid home? The answer is no. And I say, seriously, why is this kid, why can I not send this kid home and stuff? He said, oh no, because you can't and all this and that. And I said, listen, I'll have to be honest with you. You need to think about what you're doing. Because it's just it's unacceptable to have a kid on camp like this. You need to think about what you're doing, whether you value money over what's right. Because I said to them, at the end of the day, if this kid comes back to camp the next day, it was on a Thursday, I remember it was a Thursday, if this kid comes back to camp the next day on a Friday, this will just show to me that you value your money over the rights. And because the kid, the Jewish boy, had other siblings, they would lose more money if that family didn't come back to camp than the one black boy who got abused and discriminated against. And the kid was allowed to come back to camp. For me, showing that money is valued over rights. And that was unacceptable. Also, whilst I was talking to the lady on the phone, she also explained to me that it's like one kid punching another kid. After she said she understood everything I was saying about how the kid was discriminated, she said it's like one kid punching another kid. And I was just like, no, you totally did not understand what I was saying. Because it is nowhere near like one kid punching another kid. Discrimination is not like one kid punching another kid. Nowhere is it like that. It's unacceptable. So what we did from then on, we just continued camp. We explained to the parents what happened. I got a bollocking, and at the end of the year, I decided to not come back and work for the company again, due to that being one of the main reasons. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed listening to my stories. It's such a hard topic to talk about and discuss, but that is an insight for individual insights into what I've had to go through and seen. Thank you.